Good afternoon and welcome once again to the Tameside Reporter Football Preview Show. I'm your host Tom Gregan and I'm joined by our resident sports reporter Mark Phillip. Good afternoon, Mark.
Afternoon, Tom. How are you doing?
Not so bad. So we've got lots to get through, as always, starting in the National League North with Stalybridge Celtic. They didn't have a league fixture last weekend, but on Tuesday night they hosted Salford City at Bowerfold in the semi-final of the Manchester Premier Cup. They won 2-1, a fantastic result, and new manager Steve Burr was understandably delighted after a win in his first game. So let's hear what he had to say after the final whistle.
Steve, 2-1 victory on your return to the club. You're through to the Manchester Premier Cup final. You must be delighted with that.
I think I'm more delighted with the fact that we've won a game, and I think that was, coming into the club, that was the message, to just get across to the lads about start winning football matches again. They worked hard tonight, and it'll be nice to look forward to at the end of the season, getting into a final. So, the game has come at the right time for us tonight because it's given us a chance to have a look at one or two. So that was important. We were myself and Neil were in here on Saturday and had one training session with them. We won't now see them till Thursday night, but it was good that we've had a game tonight. We managed to assess one or two more. We'll have one or two back because they were cup tied tonight, so that's good. But we're looking also to try and strengthen the side as well if we can.
So Mark, Steve very happy there, and he had every reason to be.
Every right to be happy. I mean, I was at the game on Tuesday evening. I thought Salford put Celtic under a lot of pressure in the opening 15 minutes, created a lot of chances, but after that they didn't really put Celtic under much pressure. Celtic then took the game to them and they rightly took the 2-1 victory. And I was also very impressed with debutant Callum O'Neill in goal and midfielder Matthias Bakari, who also scored on the evening.
So quite a good goal as well.
It was a fantastic solo effort, darted through one-on-one with the keeper and slotted past him with finesse. So it was a fantastic result, and it's just good to see Celtic in the second Manchester Premier Cup final for a second consecutive season.
So Mark mentioned there Callum O'Neill and Matthias Bakari, and Stalybridge have also signed Robert Bourne, a midfielder who was at Bury. He's only a young lad, got his first professional contract just last year, so hopefully he'll be one to look out for. However, it has been announced today that 4 players have left Bowerfold. They're Adam Morning, Sefton Gonzalez, Chris Bagley and Florian De Silva. Mark, what's your reaction to that news?
My immediate reaction was what a loss it's going to be to Celtic, but obviously Steve Burr's seen these players, maybe consulted with them, asked them if they see a future at the club. They've decided otherwise, they want to leave Bowerfold, so it's obviously Burr's decision and the players' decision. We'll just have to see how it goes.
Well, looking forward to this weekend, Stalybridge face Salford City again, this time away and in the league, and it's going to be a much more difficult task this weekend, Mark.
It certainly will be, because I think Salford will field a strengthened side in this one. I think the priority was always with the league game this weekend, of course. You do want to progress in a cup competition. It would have been nice for Salford to reach the Manchester Premier Cup final, but I'm sure Salford will take priority in the league over the cup.
So it's just worth mentioning that Stalybridge will play FC United in the Manchester Premier Cup final, but we haven't got a date or location yet. When we do, we'll bring that to you. So we'll move on now to Curzon Ashton, Stalybridge's rivals in the National League North. They were in league action last weekend, away at second place Kidderminster Harriers. We predicted it was going to be a difficult afternoon for Curzon, and they certainly got off to a rocky start, shall we say.
Well, yeah, it was a really difficult beginning, wasn't it, for Curzon last weekend. 3-0 down by the 15th minute. You look at that and you think, oh no, it's going to be a repeat of the opening day of the season when Curzon were beaten 6-1 at home by Kidderminster. However, they did salvage some pride in the second half. Ryan Hall and Jordan Wright scored for the Nash to make it 3-2. And I know that John Flanagan said he was pleased with his side's response, but you look at the table now, Tom, and if Bradford Park Avenue win this weekend and Curzon lose, it could drag them right into the relegation fight.
Well, they'll just be, 3 points above if that does happen. So is there a genuine chance Curzon could go down this year?
I think there is a genuine chance, and I think they have to be alert this weekend against Alverton. But I think if they pick up the 3 points and Bradford lose, then they should see themselves safe.
Well, looking ahead to this weekend, Curzon have got a good chance to ease those relegation fears at home to Alfreton Town. Curzon are 14th, Alfreton 16th. Mark, what do you rate Curzon's chances of getting a win in this game?
My prediction this weekend is going to be a 2-2 draw. I think there'll be goals in it, but I think Alfreton are coming into this game on the back of 2 draws. One last Saturday, a 1-1 draw against Stockport County, who are doing pretty well at the moment, it has to be said. challenging for a playoff position. So to get a draw against Stockport, a great result, and I think they'll take that confidence into this weekend's game.
Well, good luck to Curzon and Stalybridge in the National League North this weekend. We'll move on now to the Evo Stick Premier Division, and our sole representative in that league is, of course, Ashton United, who have had a bit of a mixed week. They played on Saturday in the league away at Barwell, going down 4-1 there. Heavy defeat, but they turned things around slightly on Tuesday in the Integral Dudeston League Cup third round, beating Farnsley Celtic 3-2 thanks to a 87th minute penalty from Ryan Crowther. Mark, I think it's fair to say, I know they had a disappointing result last weekend, but I think it's fair to say Ashton are comfortably mid-table, and that's where they're going to finish this season. So will they be looking at the League Cup as perhaps a source of success this season?
I think if they've got any common sense, they'll be looking at it as a priority this season. Of course, you do want to go far in cup competitions. The Dudeston League Cup offers Ashton that chance of some silverware come the end of the season. As you said then, they fell to a disappointing 4-1 defeat to Barwell last weekend. The week previously, about 5 days previously, they fell to a 4-1 defeat at Stourbridge, so they've shipped 8 goals in the past 2 league games. But as you said, they bounced back in that cup game, and I'm sure Jody Banham and Will Hayden will be pleased with that.
Well, I'm hoping to take the momentum from that win into the league away at Colville on Saturday. So, Mark, Ashton won 3-0 in the reverse fixture earlier in the season. Can they get a repeat result this time round?
You'd hope so, wouldn't you? And I think everyone connected with Ashton United will be hoping that they can get back on track in the league. You said then, the playoffs are out of the reach for them realistically now. They will be focusing on just winning every game and saying, hey, if we win every game now, we can take some pride into the end of the season.
Let's hope that's the case. So on to the Evo Stick First Division North now, and we'll talk about Mosley first, because they played twice this week and also had a bit of a mixed bag of results. They hosted Lancaster City in the league on Saturday. Always going to be a difficult game. Lancaster flying high at the top of the league. Mosley did lose, got beat 1-0, but it was that suggests it was a battling performance from the Willie Whites.
A battling performance, because heading into that game I thought Lancaster might put a fair few past them, and it took until the 55th minute for Lancaster to actually take the lead through Ryan Winder. Obviously disappointing result in the end, because you hold on to the 55th minute, maybe you're thinking we can claim a draw from this. Wasn't the case, but then they had a game on Tuesday.
As Mark said there, they had a big game on Tuesday at home to Radcliffe Borough and picked up a crucial 3 points thanks to Jordan Bowles' 87th minute winner. That leaves Mosley 11 points now above the relegation zone. Surely that's safe. It looks like Goole and Burscough are the teams going down this year.
You say that. I think they're safe this weekend. They're taking on Goole this weekend, who occupy the last remaining relegation spot. They can claim the 3 points against Goole at Seal Park. They'll be 14 points clear of safety, and I think they will be safe. I really do.
Let's hope so. On to Hyde United now. Also played 2 games this week. It's been a busy week. They were away at Trafford in the league on Saturday. We predicted that was going to be a tough weekend, but they picked up a point, a very valuable point, and a little bit unexpected.
Yeah, I'd say it was unexpected. I mean, Hyde are heading in the right direction now. They've had a turbulent season. For a period, it looked as if they might be dragged into a relegation fight. That's not been the case. I predict they'll finish mid-table this season, and a point at promotion chasing Trafford is a great result, especially given they went behind on the stroke of half-time.
That's now 4 games unbeaten in the league for Hyde, and they carried that good form into the Cheshire Senior Cup quarter-final on Tuesday. They beat Altrincham 2-1, and that sets up a semi-final here at Ewen Fields against Crewe Alexandra. Mark, could Hyde go all the way in that competition?
You'd hope so, wouldn't you? And I think given recent form, they of course beat National League Northside Altrincham here on Tuesday. That was 2-1. There's no reason why they can't go and beat Crewe. I know Crewe are a League 2 side. I don't know if they'll make this cup competition a priority, because of course David Artell's side are struggling in the league this season. So hopefully they'll field a weakened side, and Hyde can go and pick up a victory and get to the final.
So that semi-final here at Ewen Fields against Crewe Alexandra will be played on the week commencing March the 6th, but in the more immediate future, Hyde are playing here tomorrow against Kendal Town in a mid-table clash. Not much at stake really, Mark, but another opportunity for Hyde to carry on their good form.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Darren Kelly will be saying to his side, listen, players are out the reach this season, but we are safe from relegation. There's no pressure on you now from now until the end of the season. Let's go out there and let's try to win every game, regardless of where they are in the table.
So Hyde are in great form at the minute, but the same cannot be said of Glossop North End. They lost twice this week. First on Saturday at Farnsley Celtic, they promote their playoff chasing rivals. That was 4-1, a heavy defeat. And then on Tuesday they travelled to Bamber Bridge for the second time in a week and lost 1-0. 2 disastrous results for Glossop, Mark. They're now a point outside the playoff places, but they'll be hopeful they've still got a chance of making them.
Yeah, I think they'll be very hopeful because we've seen throughout the season that this Glossop side has real quality. Although Jamie Rainford has left for Colwyn Bay, they've still got Max Leonard and Mike Norton up front who've banged in goals for fun this season. So I think they'll be optimistic about claiming a playoff spot. However, they will have to capitalise on these games in hand, and obviously they want to be starting that this weekend.
Well, that's it. Glossop have got 2 games in hand on the rivals, and we've been looking at the table, Mark. Realistically, there's probably just one playoff spot left. The top 4, starting with Trafford, are pulling away a bit.
Yeah.
So it starts this weekend at home to Radcliffe Borough. We saw Mosley beat them in midweek. So this is a great opportunity for Glossop to arrest that poor form and pick up 3 points.
It certainly is, and you'd hope that Glossop can pick up the 3 points against a struggling Radcliffe side who themselves aren't safe from relegation this season. I mean, they're odds on to stay up, but they could possibly go down in the Everstick First Division North. You know, it's not a secure league at the moment. Next Tuesday is the big one for me. They're taking on bottom club Burscough.
That's got to be 3 points.
They have to pick up the 3 points. You don't pick up 3 points in that game, then I don't think you deserve, no disrespect to Burscough, but you don't deserve to get a playoff spot.
So we've got one last team to talk about, and that is of course Droylsden, who didn't have a league game last weekend, but they're back in action tomorrow at home to Trafford. Trafford, as we said, occupy 4th place at the minute. They seem to be pretty secure in the playoffs, so it's going to be a difficult afternoon for Droylsden, but as we've seen, Hyde got a result last weekend, so it's not impossible.
Yeah, listen, Droylsden are under no pressure from now until the end of the season. They are safe from relegation. They're not going to, in my opinion, they're not going to get a playoff spot this season. So, as is the case for Hyde, I'm sure Dave Pace will be telling his squad, let's go out to try and win every game, regardless of who we're playing. You know, and maybe it will just be Droylsden's highest league finish for a good number of years.
Well, let's hope so. Good luck to all of Tameside's team in action this weekend and in midweek. Don't forget, for a more in-depth roundup of all the sports in Tameside, you can listen to the Sporting Spotlight with me, Mark and Martin on Tameside Radio tonight at 6 o'clock.